Hey world, welcome to Running Totally Free.
I told him he was going to introduce us.
I did.
So now he's staring at me like he's expecting me to say something.
I did the introduction.
That was it. But I usually tell everybody where they can find us and stuff. You're like, we're just running totally free.
For all the viewers.
Random. And we're going to sit here and stare at you for a couple minutes.
People that follow us.
Yeah.
You can find us at Facebook page, Running Totally Free in High Heels. For this one.
That's me.
Or Running Totally Free for me, although I haven't added much content other than running. You can find us on WordPress at Running Totally Free in High Heels at WordPress.com, something like that.
.org, yeah.
.org.
I don't know.
It's at WordPress.
Yeah.
Or Running Totally Free at WordPress.
Look at that. I've got cauliflower.
Yeah.
That's not a gross, pimple. I was cutting cauliflower before we started our video.
Anyway, today is our youngest child's first birthday. His birthday presents. We spent the day at Dawson Trails, which is a Nature Preserve Center Trail Farm place.
That was extremely clear. They really have a good mental picture now.
They're large.
It's like stick a farm and stick some trails in the woods and a lake in the center with turtles and mallards and
giant
carp
and giant catfish.
Yes, and some rescued animals in nice looking cages.
Yeah.
They're
sparse animals.
There aren't a whole lot of them.
There's a black bear.
Yeah, we didn't see
There's
him today.
One otter. There used to be three, I believe. I think they must have had.
We're not sure what happened to the other
some
two.
death in the family. They ran away. Somebody stole them. I don't know. There used to be many of them. There was one sleeping.
Well, maybe he was sleeping on top of the other one. Maybe they were kind of cuddling, keeping warm.
I think there was one.
I'm always cold after a swim.
He looked enormous, like he was getting all the food. He didn't have to share with anybody anymore. Anyway, we haven't been there this year.
In a long time.
Maybe even last year.
I don't know that we went last year, but it's really a lovely place. And it's supposed to be 84, I think, today. And we needed to be outside. The kids and I especially needed to be out of the house because we're here all the time.
Yeah.
We love it. It's the one car living. Most of the time it's fine, but we are very grateful for Michael's days off in particular, because that gives us more time to get out of the house and just change our scenery. So that's nice.
So we had a good day. We had a picnic, lunch. We saw some animals.
And we went to Dairy Queen because today was...
Oh, yeah. Dairy Queen was celebrating Gabe's birthday today.
Yeah.
And
all across the country.
All across the country, they were offering free vanilla cones for Gabe's birthday today. So I don't know if you took advantage of that. Or it's still time.
Right?
Still time.
You can go out and get some ice cream in Gabe's honor. Unfortunately, Gabe wasn't interested in actually eating the ice cream that was being given out in his honor. So he just watched us eat. He
tried the ice cream, but
he would go he would try to pull it out of his mouth.
Tongue, he wasn't crazy about that feeling.
Yeah.
He did start walking today. Well, not that he hasn't been walking, but today he went
a much greater distance than he usually does, which was wonderful.
Yeah, it was cool.
We can't understand why he likes to crawl.
Very fast.
But he prefers it. So he'll be opening gifts and we'll be singing happy birthday to him tonight.
And I'm in
great.
my pajamas because I've got to be up at 3:15 in the morning to go do food inventory at work, which is just fantastic. And
I'm still in my running clothes because Michael and I went on a run when we got home. We did 6 miles and it was beautiful. So we're trying to stay physically fit too, guys.
That's right. So anything else you want to talk about before we talk about this? No. Okay. So this week's class was baby step number 6, which was pay off the house. But we had homework last week from baby step number 5. and the homework was to calculate your retirement needs, and we didn't even do the calculate your college savings needs because our children are going to need grants and scholarships and jobs. We're too far down the road, I think, with that one. Discuss your retirement plan. So we did the calculators online.
Yes.
And it basically said we needed to save our entire paycheck today to not be destitute at 75, which was very daunting.
It was
to look at how much we have to save now to really have any money in retirement.
No, that's assuming that I never go back to work.
Or that we don't die early.
Or we don't die early.
Yeah. If we die early, our kids would be okay.
I think I just ignore him sometimes. So I guess what we hadn't anticipated, I hadn't really thought about up until this point was the fact that we had introduced Gabe into the mix, which, you know, he's a lovely gift from God, and we're so grateful for him. But I think in my mind, I was thinking I was going to be going back to work sooner than I probably will be now, because I want to offer him the care that we've been offering our other two. So I was thinking that I was going to be contributing earlier. I mean, we've been living on Michael's check. We could have just had me go to work and then just put all of whatever I made in the bank towards retirement, which I think we'll still do, but something we're just going to have to be praying about, at least in regards to my contribution, is when should that begin? And there are ways. I mean, there are working moms, single moms, believe it or not, who are out there homeschooling children, and they just have very unusual schedules. And maybe when Gabe can become more of an independent worker, like in high school, maybe I'll be able to get back in there and still be, we could work with a co-op, and I would just be overseeing at that point. So that's something we'll have to be in prayer about, you know. So, you know, sometimes life, I don't know, sometimes life decisions or things that happen to you in life, maybe not that you didn't necessarily decide on, affect the path that you're on, and we're seeing that. I think that's one of the things we're seeing in regards to looking at the future is, okay, now that we are a 3-child family with significant age differences, what does that mean for our future as well? It has definitely affected the life insurance we need to choose, because we need to be covered, you know, we're starting out again, basically, with a baby. So that was something we had to consider. We need to cover him, you know, be covered for a while so that he's taken care of. Yeah. So if any of you who are watching are on the younger end and just beginning to plan your families, you know, we believe God plays obviously a huge role in that. He gives life, but it is something to consider in your family planning.
What's that?
Just the idea of how that will affect your work toward retirement. And, you know, sometimes people think about, well, how close should we try to have kids close together, or would we prefer that they be further apart? I think our decision was kind of made for us with how unfortunate my pregnancy experiences were. Yeah. But so that's just something to think about if you're in that place where you're making those kinds of decisions. As we can say that in retrospect.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you need to discuss early in marriage.
Yeah.
17 years into marriage.
Right. Not 17 years into it.
Yeah, we should have been.
And pray about it. You know, maybe if we'd been praying about it, things would have happened differently. But I don't even know that we had the knowledge to think about it that way. So, okay. So go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, this whole week was taught by a guy, Chris Hogan. He did a big part of it,
He
right?
did a big part of it, yeah.
And it was about renting versus
Really
buying.
neat speaker. Mm-hmm.
How to buy, how to sell, what mortgages to avoid. And one of the first things he said was the best plan is the 100% down plan for buying a house, basically buying a house with cash. And
Because what was it, like 100% of them never foreclose?
yeah, that's it.
Something like that, you know.
So, you know, he told some stories that illustrated the point that you could do it. But if you can't and you couldn't, you know, wait, he was saying the minimum was you should never have anything longer than a 15-year mortgage and then pay at least 10% down, 20% down whenever possible. I mean, some of the stuff we already knew, but, you know, wasn't necessarily stuff that we had stuck to.
Yeah.
Or haven't stuck to in our home buying. You know, we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're on their 5th home that we own.
No, not that we own.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
We had
The
Rhode Island, then we had Pine Branch, then we had Parkview.
For like a month, right?
Then we had
Heron Bay.
and now we have here. That's 5.
Gosh. Wow.
Anyway, 5 homes. We've always had a 30-year mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we never thought about paying it off early, or, you know, we never thought about any of this stuff. So, you know, some of it's kind of daunting now that we're later, you know, we're in our middle years trying to catch up, pay off the debt, do our debt snowball, get our 3-6 month
Of salary.
of income, yeah, or 3 to 6 fully funded emergency fund.
Yeah.
Then start retirement, then pay off the house. Like this is down the line from where we are now. So it's good information, but we're kind of, you know, we have one home we own and it's a rental home. We have this home and we own, and we have a 30-year mortgage on both. And we're kind of locked in to our situation.
Well, we've talked about changing it.
Yeah, we're praying about it.
Yeah.
We're praying about it. Anyway, this week was good, I think, for a younger married couple that, especially that are just single people that haven't bought a house. And it's going to be good for us if we ever buy another house, which I'm assuming we will at some point.
Yeah.
And definitely when we get to the point where if it's this house or another house, that we pay it off as soon as possible. But that just seems so far down the road.
It's hard because
Right
we have
now.
a lot of questions in our future in regards to Michael's employment. You know, we're hoping for change. You know, we're believing for change. So, you know, that could affect where we live. So there's, you know, a possibility that we wouldn't be here, or we would be somewhere else. So this is good stuff to put in our back pocket and try to do it the right way.
Yeah. Like I said,
Next time.
we're still on baby step number 2.
Yeah.
And this is baby step number 6, you know. So it's good information that we have, but nothing we're going to be able, you know, maybe, I don't know that we're going to be able to utilize this right now at this moment. But at some point we're going to address this. Anything else you want to say about this or the retirement? You know, we're behind the 8 ball with retirement. We're, you know, working our debt snowball. We did have a setback this week when we were doing our bills. One of our medical bills.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Where they sent us, we told the one that was $29.91, and then it was really $5.99. I don't think we talked about that.
The one where you called up and asked them to check it. Yeah, you talked about that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we've got $600 more that just went to our debt snowball because of a clerical error. We thought that the insurance had paid more of it and they didn't, so that was a little hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're hanging in there. We're doing our envelopes. We're paying with cash. We're planning a vacation.
Yes, that has moved up. So
to the end of April. Thankfully, by the generosity of friends of ours,
Mm-hmm.
we're able to stay at a place in Hilton Head.
Yeah.
So we're putting aside money each week, or have been, and we're going to use cash from our grocery budget, cash from our gas
Gas.
budget, and we're going to sit down this week or the next and try to figure out exactly, where are we at? Do we need to sell something else? Because we're not going to go into debt while we're there.
No.
We're going to.
Right.
We might, if we have to eat peanut butter and jellies for the, whatever we have to do for the week to be able to enjoy being away, but not going any further in debt.
Right.
Not to go outside of our budget.
So that's something we need to sit down and discuss. It's just what will be the expenses during that time and anticipate them.
Well, anyway, Gabe is upstairs napping. We need to wake him and have him go through, open his gifts.
Yeah.
Sing him happy birthday.
Baby.
And then Dad needs to go to bed shortly. So
yeah.
Anyway, we'll see y'all next week after the last week of Financial Peace University.
Yeah, and we plan on continuing to vlog after the class is over, and basically to keep ourselves accountable and to I guess be able to show an example of a couple working through financial peace after the class. How we may struggle with staying on the plan. So you can continue to see how we tackle our snowball and prayerfully make progress.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes just the example of another life going through something helps other people stay accountable. I know that watching some vlogs, I've been following a couple vlogs now for probably about maybe 4 or 5 months. And it's just so nice to see other people out there who I don't know personally, but who feel like I know them now, who've allowed me to either see them homeschool or to see them save money in some way. I think that's why people are drawn to vlogs, drawn to YouTube still, is that we need to know that there's other real people out there going through similar things as we are. So we're gonna, please stick with us. And we'll stick with you
on our journey,
because we need you guys. We need this. This will help us to stay on the straight and narrow. So, all right.
Have a great week.
Have a great week.